Welcome to my 30-week update. It's kind of crazy because I only have 10 more weeks to go. Next week I'm actually going to be in the single digits, which is a little scary and nerve-wracking, but really exciting. I still feel like I have a lot of stuff left to get together and do, but I think we'll be just fine getting it all done. It's just my brain's starting to go into kind of panic mode and getting everything together for the baby. But as far as our size goes, we're not that much different really than last week. It's pretty much all the same statistics. We're still about, 15.2 to 16.7 inches and 2.5 to 3.8 pounds. So that's really, hasn't supposedly changed very much. As far as his development goes, they say he's still getting a little bit more brawn. His grip is getting stronger, so he should actually be strong enough to grasp a finger now, which is kind of cool. And his brain is actually getting more wrinkly, so he's going through a lot of brain development right now, which is very cool as well. But other than that, that's kind of where we're at for this week for him. And as for me, I have definitely noticed him moving around a lot more. He's definitely getting stronger. At a couple points I felt like he was actually up towards my ribs. I'm also starting to feel him during the day a little bit more. He's getting a little more wiggly in there. And I've been doing kick counts the past few weeks, and I wasn't really doing them right. I don't think there's necessarily a wrong way to do them. For a while I was counting them, how many kicks I had within a 2-hour time span, which, you know, that's kind of a lot to sit and count your kicks, but it was usually while I was doing stuff in the evening, so it wasn't a big deal. But then I was reading that you can really just do, see how long it takes at a time he's normally active to go through 10 kicks or movements. So I've started doing that, which is a lot easier. Some days, I think the other day it went an hour, but I was kind of falling asleep during that time, so he may have moved around more that I just didn't notice. But like today, I think it took like 6 or 7 minutes to feel 10 movements, and that was starting around 8 o'clock. I usually try to time him somewhere between 8 and 8:30 because he seems to be the most active then. But yeah, he's definitely getting more and more squiggly, but it still varies a lot, but I don't really get too worried unless I'm not feeling him for a while or way less than usual. I do say if you feel less than 10 movements within 2 hours, you should call your doctor. I've never had a problem with that. He's usually a lot more wiggly than that. I wouldn't say, like, if I tried to count during the day, it probably wouldn't be the same results, but that's when he's most active, so that's usually when I do it. Our fruit this week is, again, a vegetable. We use cabbage, so it's a little bit heavier, but good size, I think, to demonstrate how big he is, which, again, it's kind of crazy looking at it. It just gives a good visual aspect. So yeah, this is our cabbage this week. This is our little Cabbage Patch baby. And as far as other symptoms for me, it's been more of the same. Still just kind of the general heartburn, some back pain, hip pain at night. I feel tired a lot all the time. Really, I feel like it's getting more pronounced that at work I'm just tired even if I've gotten enough sleep. I had a day off where I barely did anything and I still felt tired, so it's just kind of always in the background now, I feel. I do have a tendency to wake up a couple times a night, which is pretty normal. I usually go to the bathroom. I also can have a hard time falling asleep and staying asleep later. But I did get to sleep in on my day off this week. I slept until like 9 o'clock, 9:30, which has been much later than I've been able to sleep in the past few weeks. So that was kind of nice. Last couple weeks I woke up and at like 7 a.m. Set to 8 a.m. and that's just a little earlier than I really want to be up on my day off. Because that's when I have to get up for work. So that was kind of nice to be able to sleep in. Also, new this week, I actually think I started to experience some Braxton Hicks. Braxton Hicks are contractions, but they're kind of your body's way of getting ready for labor. They can happen to some people as early, I've read, as second trimester, but most people get them later. It was just kind of like a quick cramping sensation. I kind of expected Braxton Hicks to be lower, but it was kind of across my upper abdomen, but that is usually where I feel him kick. And it just would be a really quick, short cramp, and then it would go away. And I did try timing these one day, and they ranged anywhere from 5 to 16 minutes apart, and they don't continue. It's not an all-day thing. I'll get them for a little bit, and then it'll stop. And I had about 3 days where I was experiencing this. The first day, I actually kind of thought, oh, my tummy's just kind of upset. It's probably just gas pain. By the second day, I was like, well, I don't know if that's what this is. I feel like there's something else. So I did some research, and I think that it was Braxton Hicks. I had it one more day. That was when I did a little bit of timing of them. But I haven't had them since then. It was just those 3 days. It's something I probably could have called my doctor on, but it was mostly on the weekend, and I'd much rather talk to my actual doctor or her nurse than the on-call for the weekend, even though anytime you do have a question, it's always good to call your doctor. That is what they're there for, but it wasn't really something that was majorly concerning me because it wasn't severe pain. It wasn't anything that was timeable like actual contractions would be, and he was still moving around as normal and just fine. So I wasn't super worried about it, but it's something I'm going to ask my OB about at my next appointment, which is next week. But looking into what I have, I'm pretty sure that that was Braxton Hicks. Having never felt it before, I can't be sure, and it might not feel the same way to everybody, so it's kind of hard to even ask people. Some people have asked, they're like, oh, I've just never had them. It's not something everyone gets, so it's kind of hard to compare the symptom-wise. But as I said, I'll ask my OB next appointment. But it's still kind of cool to, I mean, it wasn't comfortable for sure, but it was kind of interesting to know that, hey, my body's actually getting ready for this and that. That might just be what that is. So that was interesting, to say the least. Like I said, it wasn't super painful. It was just like, a lot of people say Braxton Hicks aren't really painful. For me, this was pain, but more like a cramp pain and not very intense. And it only lasted a few seconds, so it wasn't that bad. But I wouldn't say that it wasn't painful. It was a little painful and a little uncomfortable, and then it was gone. So I'll show you guys my belly here, which I feel like it is getting bigger, but it's a lot more of a subtle change from week to week now. Looking back through my photos, like, I feel like from week 15 to 16, I had a huge jump in size from my belly. But like these past few weeks, it's not as big of a difference. So I can see a little bit of a change, but it's not as drastic. So in my case, I'm kind of hoping maybe I haven't gained too much more weight. I'm still trying to watch what I eat. I definitely had some bad days though, for sure. But I have held out and not bought any Girl Scout cookies yet. So that's good, despite how tempting they are. But yesterday I had Chinese food for lunch and a burrito for dinner, and that was a not so good day. Some days I have much better days. At least I had a healthy breakfast. Huh, Rusty? So I'm still working on it, still trying to watch what I eat. But yeah, I definitely don't always do good about it every single day. And I don't, I'm not going to beat myself up if I eat one bad thing once in a while. It's going to happen. I'm not like a health freak. I'm not used to dieting. And honestly, I don't want to diet per se anyways, because they don't want you to lose any weight. I just don't want to gain too much more. So I'll have to continue kind of keeping an eye on what I eat to make sure I don't eat too much bad stuff. But so far, I think I've been doing pretty well. So next week I'll have some more to talk about because I'll have had my OB appointment, and I'm going to be starting appointments every 2 weeks now. So I look forward to that, and I look forward to being able to share with you guys all the excitement from that, and really just it's getting close, so we'll keep having some updates for a few more weeks, but we're definitely getting there. I can't believe there's only 10 weeks to go. It just doesn't seem like enough time. But I will be coming out with another video again early next week, and I have started using a new camera again, new format, and this actually works out a little bit better because I was able to add an intro. It's a brief, not very fancy, but I hope you guys liked it, and I was also able to get this uploaded to YouTube a lot faster, so I'm hoping I can be a little bit more consistent on the days I get it done because it doesn't take 3 hours anymore. So tune in next week and we'll have some new videos up, and thank you for watching this week. I'll see you guys next time.